How do you keep showing up when you don't feel like it? There's something going on in there. So today is a completely ad hoc video, and the reason for it, being completely transparent with you, I don't feel like it today. I've not felt like it all morning to do this video. I've procrastinated on it, I've thought about it, I've over-constructed what I need to talk about, and then I realised something. Why don't I just do an ad hoc video talking about the fact that how do we show up when we don't feel like it? Here's the thing, you don't get in life what you want, you get what you practice. What we don't realise is that we practice everything, or more specifically, the mind practices everything. Normally when we think of practice, we think of the positive things. Practice tennis, you get good at tennis. Practice learning another language, you get good at learning another language. If you practice with enough intensity over a long period of time, you might become a master at that thing, which is obviously good news. But what about if we also practice the negative? In other words, if we complain every day, we are practicing complaining. So guess what we get good at, and guess what the mind starts to think is your default behavior. You got it. Complaining, negativity, being lazy. All of these things are what you get when you practice. You don't get what you want, you get what you practice. And what you practice the most, you will start to cement and solidify in your behaviors. So whether you like it or not, and waiting for that inspiration to do something is not the way you're going to be able to sell your expertise. It's not the way you're going to be able to step up in life and in business. Waiting for that perfect moment, waiting for the opportunity, waiting for you fill in the blank. You see, I told you already, this is a totally ad hoc video. I've got 1,000 reasons why I didn't want to do today's video. I've not felt 100%, I ate something a little bit, not for me, let's just say that. And on top of that, I've had a lot going on this morning. I was thinking, when am I going to do this video? There you go. But here I am, we're talking, we're hanging out, and we're realizing you don't get what you want, you get what you practice. So what are you practicing? Because when it comes to sales, this is what most people practice. They practice the things that don't help them. They practice the saying that the clients are cheap. They practice that they can't sell, that they hate selling. And every time you say that out loud, you validate that to the universe, if you want to call it that, or you just validate it to your mind, so your mind creates more of that thing. So if you hate selling and you keep on saying you hate selling, you will start to look for evidence that you hate selling. You'll notice all of the rejections. You'll notice when a client says, I need to think about it. And you say, I told you so. See what happened. In fact, I remember I was doing training for a particular company, and one of the team members said, we can't sell to our clients. You don't know our clients. It always makes me laugh. When somebody is particularly negative, they say that their clients are special, and special in the way that they're from some other planet, that they're not going to buy anything. Anyways, she then went to sit down with the client, and before she did, she said, I bet you this client won't buy. And guess what happened? She came back an hour later, smiling. I told you so. I told you that this client wasn't going to buy. You see, Pete, you think it's easy, and you're telling us it's so easy to sell, but meanwhile, I've just shown you that clients don't buy. And I just laughed. I said, well, you sold your bullshit story that you can't sell. That's all you've done. And you went out of your way, and look, you're happy that you couldn't sell. Some people are happy about their negativity. It's unreal. So once again, you don't get what you want, you get what you practice, especially when it comes to sales. So what are you practicing? Remember, your words have power. And we're not here to bullshit ourselves and pretend that we're doing well and be like, everything's okay, high five. That's not what this video is about. This video is about asking yourself, what are the behaviors that I want to solidify within my mind? Make it the default thing. So even when I don't feel like it, I can show up and do it anyway. It's like when you drive a car, you just know how to drive. You don't need to be in a good mood, a bad mood, confident one day to drive, and then on a day where you're not feeling confident, oh, I can't drive now. And that's where you go wrong with sales, is that we think, oh, I've got to be in a good mood to sell. I've got to get myself to this imaginary state that I'll feel amazing. No, you should be able to sell on your best days, your worst days, days you don't feel like it, maybe your goldfish died, and you can still make it happen. So when you add all of this up together and you practice, not until you get it right, but you practice until you can't get it wrong. In other words, it becomes the new default. Most people's default, their thermostat for selling is very, very low. They can't sell, they hate selling, they feel they've got to be confident about it. That's the wrong attitude entirely. Whereas when you set your thermostat high, and you can only do this through practice because you get what you practice, now you're in a position where no matter what, you can show up and sell your expertise, sell anything, anywhere, and not worry that, am I feeling good about it today? All right, it's been fun. Guess what? I'll see you next time.